Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll, and my co-host, this dog that's barking at me right now. Alright, here we go. It begins today. I just got off the phone with my realtor, and he has a good idea now what we're looking for in terms of a house, and we are going to start doing some real house hunting. Basically the call that we just had was kind of going over the preliminaries. I wanted to tell him kind of my whole story, which is, that I bought my house in California in 1997, paid $187 for it, sold it for $610 a year ago, moved to Texas and pocketed about $380,000 in cash. I've used about 80 of that in the last year to support myself and to get myself relocated here and fly back and forth to California half a dozen times to deal with stuff going on with my father's health issues and all that. But that I had about $300,000 left to spend on a house. Now, I told him at the time that I'm kind of going on the assumption that there may be some renovating that's necessary with the house. So I wanted to kind of start out with an opening bid of $270,000 for my house, and I told him where I wanted to live. I told him that I gave him basically two options, and said I kind of preferred one of them over the other. And he says, well, based on some of the other requirements you have, the city that you're really looking at is probably the best one for you anyway. So the one that I really wanted, he thinks is going to be the best option too, for a bunch of other reasons I wasn't even aware of. So things are going along well. I gave him a list of, like I said, all the requirements that I want, and it was things like, I wanted a big backyard, I wanted 3+ bedrooms, 2+ bathrooms, 2+ car garage, gas appliances, decent space, all that fun stuff. No HOA, of course, that's really important to me because I dealt with that in California, and that was kind of a pain in the neck. And I wanted to be in a quiet area, and all the requirements that I had for this place. And he said he thought that was maybe doable, so he's going to start getting me registered in their Realtor database kind of thing. There's a kind of a national Realtor database, so they can all kind of collaborate with each other, and it links up sellers with buyers. So he told me to expect to have like an email from him in the next hour detailing all of that, and we're gonna get going. I told him what my work days were, and that I would be available to look at houses anytime during that time. And he said it's possible he could have something for me to look at as early as tomorrow. So I wouldn't put any money on that actually happening, but we could conceivably go look at a house tomorrow. So let's see what happens. There will definitely be some house hunting vlogs coming up in the immediate future. Now, I also told him that I'm a vlogger and that I wanted to vlog as much of this as I can. I told him it'd be great for him. I got about 3,100 subscribers spread across all over the world. But there were a few people in this part of Texas, so it could be a little free publicity for him, and he seemed very excited about that. I told him he could be on camera if he wants to be, or if he didn't want to be, he didn't have to be. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. I think we are going to be buying a house very, very soon. So let's see what goes on. Other than that, today's chores day. I got another thing I got to do, and I'm going to get back to the apartment, and I'll tell you about that. One of the things that really blows me away about houses here in Texas is how affordable they are. This isn't even an area where I'm considering buying. This is just something nearby where my apartment is that, I go out and walk a lot and see all this stuff. But, while some of these houses look a little run down, a lot of them are really nice shape. And they may be a little smaller than I'm looking for and may not have some of the amenities I'm looking for. But the thing that they got going for them is how affordable they are. I was looking at one of the house buying apps online, and these houses are selling for between $130,000 and $150,000 on average. So that's really, really affordable. For a house this size, backyard like that, you know, this house alone here in California would probably be $500,000 or $600,000, but you could probably pick this one up for 130, 150. That's what really blows me away about this place. So I'm looking forward to this. We're going to be able to get some nice houses, hopefully. All right, and the one other thing I have to deal with today, I have a little bit of a chore that I need to perform for Jordan. Those of you who've done any kind of serious looking at Jordan's Patreon account know that he has a series of reward tiers. If you contribute a certain amount, you know, you'll get a personal thank you from him, you'll get a postcard from him, you'll get one of his limited edition 7-inch records, or at a certain level, you get a copy of his most recent album with Candyland Riots called Orange Sash and the Presidents of the Galaxy. Now, he and I made this album probably about 14 years ago. I mean, he did the recording and all the hard work, and I worked at a CD factory at the time, so I was able to get the discs manufactured and packaged and all that stuff. And at the time, you know, we ordered 500 of the CDs, and he took probably about 50 of them, and he's been giving those away as Patreon rewards. And since I kind of had more space than he did, he was living in that little apartment that he lived in up until recently, even then, and he just didn't really have a lot of room for that. So I ended up keeping about 80% of the CDs in the form of 2 large boxes here. Come on, focus for me, you can do it. There we go, in the form of 2 large boxes. That's about 400 CDs right there. And I've been just kind of holding on to them, and when we moved to Texas, they came along, and they've just been in the storage locker ever since. Well, Jordan texted me the other day, yesterday actually, and he's run out of the CDs he has, so he needs some more. So he wants me to ship one of these boxes to him, and I think we're going to start off, because right off the bat, he needs to know how much it's going to cost to ship. So I'm going to take one of these boxes up to the post office and figure out how much it weighs so we can calculate shipping, because these boxes are probably 15 or 20 pounds a piece. So they're going to be pretty heavy. So we just want to be able to predict ahead of time what it's going to cost to ship these. So I'm going to take this. I think this one on the right here is complete. I had 200 in one box, 184 in the other box. So I'm going to take the full box at 200 over to the post office. Let's get a weight on it so we can figure out how much it's going to cost to ship these things. Yeah, so it turned out that box weighs almost 40 pounds. It just shows how bad I am at estimating weight on things like that. I was putting it about half that. So that's going to cost a little bit of money to ship back to California. So I've sent that information to Jordan, and he wants to figure out what he's going to do about it. One of the things I think I'm going to have to do is that the box that the CDs came in, it wasn't a really high quality box. It was basically just designed to hold the CDs and maybe be, you know, thrown into the back of a truck or something to be shipped somewhere, not necessarily to be shipped across the country. So I think probably what'll end up happening before we send it is I'm going to have to repackage it. I'll probably keep it in the same box, but I think I can go buy like a little larger box from Home Depot that this box can go in. We'll fill it up with popcorn just to protect it, because there is literally no padding between the box and the CDs, and if somebody drops it, you're going to end up with a bunch of broken, at least the broken jewel boxes that they come in. We don't want that. Jordan wants to give away good stuff, so we'll have to do that too, in addition to the regular shipping. Now, so I think that's really got all I have to do today on this. I do need to go out and shoot another video today, because I lost a day a couple days ago when I had that video that didn't that I had the technical problems with, and I had to redo it because I had to spend 2 days getting that video posted. So that means I got to do 2 today just to kind of break even and get to the point where I was last week, where I had a video ready to go up on Saturday, and not have to do anything on Saturday night. So I think I'm going to end this video right now. Thank you as always for watching. I look forward to going with you to do some house hunting in the very near future, and that is all that I have for tonight. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.